Hi and welcome to How to Fully Show Up Part 2. In this video, I would like to talk about how to get out of your own way. When we learn to get out of our own way, we're able to bring more presence and love into the activities that we feel deeply passionate about within our lives. I'll never forget at the beginning of my yoga career, my dreams had come true. I had classes full of students. People were showing up. People were happy to show up. And yet I would have these days where I felt yoga ugly, like I didn't feel slim enough. And on those days, I would deliberately wear black clothing and I would disguise the areas that I didn't want anyone to see. What I didn't realize was that although I was consciously and physically disguising these areas, subconsciously, I was probably draining myself of about 80% of my energy and wasting a lot of time holding these shields up around these areas that I didn't want people to see, instead of just doing what I love doing with 100% heart. And today is actually a perfect day to be talking about the technique, the very technique that I use to get through this process. In the previous video, I talked about accepting and how to build a relationship so that you can marry your ego. So in this video, I would like to talk about how you can condense those moments of practice so that you can do them throughout the day. So right before I had to make this video, it's super hot here. It's like so hot that I had to do this about 11 times. Like grab a towel, wipe my face, sort my hair out, make sure that I didn't look like a sweaty mess. And then after I did that about like 11 times, I was like, Jambo, what the fuck are you doing? You're resisting the perfection of the present moment. Within this present moment, I have an opportunity to share a technique of how to get out of my own way. At the moment, the perfection of the present moment also has an incredible radiant sun that's happening at the same time. Where else would I rather be than underneath the lights and heat of a radiant sun? Now, the old Jambo would have attempted to disguise the fact that he was in a hot climate and he was sweating, which is insane. Who am I to defend myself against the radiant sun, right? This is insane. And if I was to do that for the whole video, then I wouldn't have the energy to truly deliver the message that I wanted to get across. When this aspect of ego resists the perfection of the present moment, one of the ways that we can work through this is just by accepting how we feel and truly accept how we feel. So for several moments before I hit record to make this video, I just said to myself and this is what I did. I am a sweaty mess right now. I'm a sweaty mess. And just by accepting the truth that I'm a sweaty mess actually enables me to reclaim my resources, my energy, instead of using that energy up to hold up these shields to pretend to the whole world and pretend to the sun that I wasn't a sweaty mess. So when I have my ugly days before going to teach a class, I would just say to myself, and not just say to myself, but say it and truly feed it, like, I feel really ugly today. And I give myself at least 30 to 60 seconds to just really feel the truth of it. And then after that, I would just get on with it. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, I would go into the class and have so much more energy and not be so distracted by this thing because I'm no longer resisting the perfection of the present moment. And the perfection of the present moment at that time is I'm living my dreams right now. There's a class in front of me. I get to do what I love doing and I get to share from my heart. Why would I hide this? Another trigger that I used to have is if somebody approached me and said, hey Jambo, are you okay? You seem a little bit tired right now. Boom, that would instantly throw me into an internal spiral of trauma. Because if I was tired or if I came across tired, then I felt as though I didn't have what it took, what was within me in order to do this work, or I didn't have what was necessary within me in order to hold space for this person that I was working with. Essentially, I didn't think I was perfect. I didn't think I was good enough. And so the way to counteract that was very much the same. I would be walking towards a class. I would be feeling some resistance, such as, I feel really tired right now. And instead of just reaching for a coffee or whatever, I would just say, fuck me, I feel exhausted right now. And truly feel into every word of how I am expressing this emotion. So first, when I say it to myself, I'm admitting the truth to myself, and I'm allowing myself to have that truth, because I'm not supposed to always be perfect. I'm not supposed to always be energetic, and I'm not always supposed to be slim. So by owning up with those words and bring them out in the truth of the emotion, don't attempt to be fucking polite about this stuff. It doesn't work. Emotions are not polite. They're not PC. The subconscious isn't either. So it'd be ridiculous to attempt to bring it out in this way. I am a sweaty ball of mess right now. And then by accepting it, you'll feel your energy just return back to you. So what I suggest is that as you go about your days and your life and you're about to go into a different activity or something like that, check in with how you feel. Admit it to yourself. Just admit it. It's okay to not be perfect. Once you've admitted to yourself, give yourself a moment to feel it, to really feel the absolute fucking exhaustion. Like, I can't cope anymore. Like, let yourself go into it. Like, I really am a sweaty, sweaty mess right now. And the reality is, I'm not a sweaty mess. I'm just responding to the sun. The reality is, I'm just exhausted from being a human being. That's normal. When you accept what you feel and are able to get out of your own way, you are able to bring more love, more presence into what you want to make your life about.